Do you remember those medieval frescoes and paintings where women are depicted wearing strange and extravagant headdresses? At first glance, this seems like just an eccentric fashion trend. But what if those headpieces weren't merely decorative? What if they were designed to hide horns? This theory might sound far-fetched, but there are curious details that support it. For instance, high doorways in medieval castles are officially explained as being constructed for women with tall hats. But could it be simpler than that? Perhaps these women weren't just wearing tall hats. They might have been taller themselves. Consider the 1916 New York Times article reporting the discovery of giant skeletons with horned skulls in Pennsylvania. Though this finding was later dismissed as a hoax, the scientists who made the discovery were credible experts of their time. Archaeologists reportedly unearthed 88 skeletal remains of humanoid beings with horns, standing around 2.5 meters tall on average. Could it be that the medieval fashion for elaborate headdresses was more than just style? Were these high doorways actually built to accommodate a tall, horned ruling class? Interestingly, horned creatures appear in myths and legends across various cultures. A Kazakh folktale, for instance, tells of a Khan who had horns but kept it a closely guarded secret, killing anyone who discovered the truth. Similar stories exist in many traditions, suggesting this theme was more than a cultural coincidence. What about tangible discoveries? In 1934, a British anthropologist named Freeman visited a remote village in Chad, where he encountered a man named Jabi Bate, whose head grew large, natural horns. Jabi, ostracized by his community, lived in isolation but was described as wise and deeply knowledgeable about nature. Freeman documented this encounter, photographed the man, and brought samples for further analysis. The story sparked international intrigue, yet the origins of Jabi's horns remain unresolved. Meanwhile, archaeology is rife with findings that don't align with mainstream narratives. From ancient skeletal remains with horn-like growths to unexplained artifacts, many discoveries seem to challenge our understanding of the past. What about giants? In the early 1900s, the Smithsonian Institution allegedly destroyed thousands of giant skeletons to suppress evidence that contradicted conventional history. This claim, while controversial, raises questions. What if legends of giants are based on actual events? In many cultures, stories of giants, towering beings with incredible strength, abound. Could these myths have a foundation in reality? Hybrid beings, creatures with combined human and animal features, are another recurring theme. Ancient Indian texts describe the Nagas, part human, part serpent entities. Egyptian deities were often depicted with human bodies and animal heads, like Anubis, jackal-headed, or Hathor, cow-headed. Greek mythology, too, is rich with hybrid creatures like centaurs and the Minotaur. Were these hybrids mere mythological symbols? Or could they reflect ancient attempts at genetic experimentation? In medieval art, hybrids often symbolize demons, depicted with features of various animals. Folklore across different cultures teems with stories of such creatures, part human, part animal forms that blur the line between myth and reality. All of this raises the question, was our world once shared by many intelligent beings, not just humans? If we consider the possibility of a reset of civilization, perhaps earlier societies, with their horned rulers, hybrids, and giants, were erased from history. Today, science acknowledges the existence of dinosaurs based on fossil evidence. So why dismiss discoveries of horned skulls, hybrid remains, or stories of giants as mere fantasy? Legends, archaeological finds, and ancient texts leave us with more questions than answers. Could horned people, giants, and hybrid beings have actually existed? Or are they simply products of imagination? What do you think? Were these beings rulers of an ancient world? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe.